Hey guitar friends, what if I told you there's a way you can rock out on your guitar with a very simple chord shape that you can use all the way up and down the fretboard and play thousands of rock songs? Well, if you want to hear about it, it's coming up in the lesson. I'll see you there. Hey guitar friend, if you really want to rock, you want to take it to another level, come see me at bobstrom.com. We have everything there to get you off to a fast start on the guitar and to keep you on the fast track to your guitar success. I can't wait to see you there. Now let's get back to the video. Hey guitar friends, welcome back. Today we're going to look at how to have fun with power chords. Why are they called power chords? I would say because they're very powerful and you can use them in so many different songs. They're also known as fifth chords. And you'll see when they're written on music tablature and whatnot, it has a number 5 after the name of the chord. And the reason for that is a power chord is simply the root and the perfect fifth note of a chord. So in other words, if we have an E minor chord, all right, we know that an E minor chord is using our low E string. We're also playing a B note here on fret number 2 of our A string, and we're playing an E note up here on fret number 2 of our D string. And then we've also got the open G, and then another B and another E. So the notes in the E minor chord shape are E, B, and G, and then some other E's and B's in different places. So to make a power chord, which is neither minor nor major, you can use it with just about any song, and you can put it just about anywhere on the fretboard, and it doesn't matter where you do it, it's still a chord, is basically the first note and the fifth note. So what I mean by that? Well, if we were going to do an E5 power chord, which you hear in thousands of rock songs, what we would do is play the open E string, and we're going to just play the B note here, fret number 2 of our string number 5, our A string. So we play those two together. That's a power chord. I'm only using one finger and I'm only pressing down on one string. So that's an E5. If we wanted to do an F5, for example, we want to go up to the next whole note, which would be right here. The chord shape we're using is very similar to this one. The difference is we're moving up a fret, so that means we've got to move this guy here, technically. So that would be done with our finger, our index finger, on the first fret, which is the F note, and then our third finger right here on our C note, which is fret number 3 of our A string. So that's going to be an F5. Now the cool thing about this is we can move this chord shape all the way up the fretboard. All the way up to fret number 12, and we're back to E, E5. Here's another cool thing about this. We know that we can do E5 here. Well, what if we move everything down towards the floor one string over? Well, now we've got an A5. So an A5 is simply our A, our open A string, and then our E note right here on fret 2 of string number 4. That is an A5. So we've got E5, and then we've got A5. What if we move that same chord shape down towards the floor, one string over again? Now we've got a D5 because we're playing an open D string and we're playing the A note here on fret number 2 of string number 3, our G string. All right, so we can do those power chords with just one finger. Now, if we wanted to go from A5 to B5, well, we know our B note is right here on fret number 2 of our A string. So we go A sharp, and then B. So to make a B5 power chord, we're going to use that same chord shape we learned earlier on string 6. We're just going to move it down towards the floor, and we've got a B5. Then C, D5, E5, and so on, all the way up to fret number 12, and we're back to our A5. See? So what do we do with this information about power chords if it's brand new to you? Well, the first thing I want you to do is please like and subscribe to this channel if you enjoy this type of content, because we do this every single week. But the next thing I want you to do is think about songs that you've always wanted to learn how to play, and then I want you to apply power chord theory to them. So for example, at the beginning of the video, I was playing Living After Midnight by Judas Priest. It's a really cool little power chord riff. Goes like this. All right, and all we're doing there is power chords. We're just using two notes for each chord. This is an E5. And the way I know it's an E5 is because if I start on my A string and I come all the way up here to my E root note, which is on fret number 7 of the A string, and then I've got my B note here on fret number 9 of the D string, I've got a power chord, and it's an E5. First chord of that riff is the E5. Then we're going to come down here to D5, which is a whole step down on the same string, 5, our A string. Then I'm going to come towards my face with that chord formation, one string up towards me. All right, now I'm on an A5 here. Then I've got a B5 right here. Those are the 4 chords we're going to use for this riff. E5, D5, A5, B5. And it's all happening right here in this little box. So. See how cool that is? You've got a whole riff right there with 4 very easy power chords. Of course, I'm doing some palm muting as well, but we'll do that in a different lesson. Another great iconic rock riff that uses a lot of power chords all up and down the fretboard is Black Sabbath's Iron Man. Power chords all up and down the fretboard. We've got B5, D5, we're sliding up here to E5, then we're coming up here to fret number 10 and going back and forth 10 to 9, 10 to 9, 10 to 9 3 times, and then coming back down here to D5. So it's okay, so we've got Iron Man, another great song riff to use for practicing power chords. Here's one from the Scorpions. All power chords. We've got E5, G5, which is using our G note on our 6th string, our E string, so that's where our root is. Then we've got A5, C5, and then D5. And again, using some palm muting in between the chord changes makes it sound even cleaner and smoother. But that is the magic of power chords, my friend. So where else can we apply power chord shapes that are even easier than the ones we just learned? Well, here's a way to do that. We've got G5, just using one finger here, finger 3. I'm covering strings 1 and 2, my E string and my B string on fret number 3, and I'm playing 4 strings. Then I can do a D5, which is right next to that G5, and all I have to do is bring my index finger down here to fret number 2, which is my A note, of my G string on string number 3 and play those 3 strings. So I've got G5, D5, then remember A5, and E5. Hundreds of rock songs use those 4 power chords in that shape right there. Bunches of them. I'll say a band name, you might know a few of these. AC/DC. Problem Child. All we're doing is D5, G5, and A5, using those 3 power chords to play that riff. Again, it's D5 to A5, and then D5 to G5. All right, the possibilities are endless with power chords. They're so much fun. And I hope you enjoyed this lesson today. If you did, please remember to like and subscribe. And if you want more lessons like this, make sure you check out this video here or this playlist down here. Keep on rocking on your guitar, and I'll see you in the next video. Stay tuned for more.